Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Okay, let us start. Remember, we have been learning chapter 4 climate. Last time we discussed about the factors affecting climate of India. Today we shall discuss about the Indian monsoon. Now I shall share my screen. So today we shall discuss about the origin of Indian monsoon, how it is originated, and I think all of you may be knowing that the type of climate that India enjoys is subtropical monsoon. So as written in our textbook, the climate of India is strongly influenced by monsoon winds. Meaning of monsoon you have also already known. The sailors who came to India in historic times were one of the first to have noticed the phenomenon of the monsoons. Okay, monsoon, you know, in geography, monsoon means change in the direction of wind with the change of the season. Okay, say in the winter season, the wind blows from land to sea, whereas in the summer season, the wind blows from sea to land. So this seasonal reversal in the wind direction is known as the monsoon, and this phenomenon was noticed okay by the ancient sailors also, and they benefited from the reversal of the wind system. Okay, uh, as they came by sailing ships at the mercy of the winds, so they used the force of the wind to sail their ships. The Arabs had also came to India as traders, named this seasonal reversal of the wind system as the monsoon. Okay, actually, this word monsoon, as we have learned earlier, is derived from the Arabic word mausim, which means season. Okay, that is the dictionary meaning, the literal meaning of the word monsoon. And in geography, monsoon means seasonal reversal of the wind system, of the wind direction with the change of the season. And so this is a photograph showing the arrival of monsoons. This is page number 28. Now turn on page number 30. Okay, So the monsoons are experienced in the tropical area roughly between 20° north and 20° south. To understand the mechanism of monsoons, that is about the origin of the monsoons, the following facts are important. We have to know the following facts. So now let us read what are the facts related with the mechanism of monsoons, related with the origin of the monsoon. The first important fact is that the differential heating and the cooling of land and water creates low pressure on the landmass of India, while the seas around experience comparatively high pressure. Okay. Can you tell me why there is a differential heating between the land and the water? See, examine this diagram. So this diagram explains uh, the reason for the differences in the heating and the cooling on the land and water. Okay, see this side here we have the land surface, and this is the water body. And so land is opaque, as given here. Land is opaque, that is light cannot pass through, sunlight cannot enter deep into the earth interior. Okay, sunlight can hit up only a thin layer, of the earth surface, maybe around 10-20 centimeters only. Whereas, as you know, this water is transparent. Okay, water is transparent, and sunlight can pass through deep into the water. Okay, and because of that, see, since the land surface is opaque, the sunlight easily hits off a thin layer of the earth surface. Okay, that means heating of the land surface is very, very quick, because the sunlight is uh, only hitting a thin layer of the earth, and heat is concentrating on the surface only. And whereas for the water body, see, the sunlight is penetrating deep into the water, and that is why it takes time to warm up. The heat is distributed, okay, over a greater volume of the matter, and that is why water takes less time more time to warm up, okay, and to cool down also. Whereas see, for the land surface, it is quickly heated and it is quickly cooled down. And because of this, so there is a differential heating and cooling, okay, of land and water. And one more thing you have to know is that, see, the specific heat of land is lower, okay, than the water, water. That means, it means that water requires more heat. Okay, water requires more heat to warm up. Can you tell me what do you mean by specific heat? Specific heat is the amount of heat energy required, okay, to raise the temperature of 1 gram of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. Since the specific heat of water is greater, so water requires more heat, okay, to raise the temperature of say 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. It will take more energy, whereas land will take less energy. And because of this, there is differential heating and cooling of the land surfaces. And that is why, because of this, okay, and because of this, as mentioned in our textbook here, let us say this is land surface and this is water body. Okay, and here in the summer season on the land surface, due to intense heating, you'll find low pressure. And in the same season, okay, since water takes more time to warm up, okay, you'll find high pressure over the water bodies. So that is the point mentioned here. See, the differential heating and the cooling of land water creates low pressure on the landmass of India, while the seas around experience comparatively high pressure. So in summer, over the Indian landmass, low pressure is created, whereas in the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean, we find this high pressure. This is point number 1. Are you clear, boys and girls? Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, then we have the second fact, the shape of the position of intertropical convergence zone in summer over the Ganga plain. So what do you mean by ITCZ? Can you tell me? What do you mean by ITCZ?
Intertropical Convergence Zone.
And can you tell me how it is formed?
It forms over the Ganga plain in summer.
Before that, actually, over the Ganga plain, it has been shifted, not actually formed there. Okay, and see, just see here. So, do you remember this? So, this diagram shows about the pressure belt and the wind systems, global pressure belts and the wind systems. And see here. Okay, just see here. Here along the 30 degree here. Here we have 30. Okay, 30 degree north, and this is 30 degree south. And here we have subtropical high pressure belt. And this is what? This is equatorial trough low pressure. Okay, and here we have subpolar low, and here we have polar high. And from this subtropical high pressure belt, wind is blowing towards the equatorial low, and this wind is known as southeast trade wind. And likewise, from the subtropical high pressure belt in the north, wind is blowing towards the equatorial low pressure, and this wind is known as northeast trade winds. And ITCZ is formed just directly along the equator. Okay, this here we have ITCZ. As I will show you a bigger one. Okay, I think this is small. And see here, I think, see here, just see here. Okay, here we have this 30 degree north, and here we have 30 degrees south. And I think you are seeing here we have subtropical high pressure belt, and here we have another subtropical high pressure belt, and this is equatorial trough low pressure. This is 0 degree equator. Okay, I think you are seeing that here we have the trade wind, northeast trade wind, and this is the southeast trade wind. And the northeast and the southeast trade wind is converge here along the equator here. Okay, so this meeting place is known as ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. So after forming the ITCZ here, it is shifted to the north, okay, with the apparent movement of the sun. When we have summer here in India, this ITCZ is shifting towards the north over the Ganga plain. Okay, see, I will show you one more here, this one. Here we have this equator, and this is the position of ITCZ, okay, in summer. Whereas this is another position of ITCZ in the winter season. So I think you are seeing that in summer, this ITCZ after forming along the equator, okay, after forming along the equator, it is shifting towards the north, and it is over the Ganga plain. So that is this is what mentioned in our textbook. Okay, the shape of position of intertropical convergence and ITCZ in summer over the Ganga plain. So what do you mean by ITCZ? So this is the equatorial trough, normally positioned about 5 degrees north of equator, and it is also known as monsoon trough during the monsoon season. Okay, are you clear? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Next, we have fact number 3. The presence of high pressure area east of Madagascar. Okay, is approximately 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean. So this condition is also important for the origin of the Indian monsoon. There must be a high pressure east of Madagascar, approximately at 20 degrees south over the Indian Ocean. Okay, the intensity and the position of the high pressure over the area affects the Indian monsoon. I think you will see here, just see this diagram. I think you are seeing this is Madagascar, okay, this is Madagascar island, and you are seeing a high pressure here. So that is what I mentioned in the book. So the presence of high pressure east of Madagascar is very, very important for the origin of the Indian monsoon. Okay, then another point is that the Tibetan plateau gets intensely heated during the summer, which results in strong vertical air currents in the formation of low pressure over the plateau at about 9 kilometers above the sea surface. You must know that, see, this is the surface. When the surface is intensely heated by the sunlight, okay, the heated earth will warm up the air, and the warm air is lighter than the cold air, and that is why the warm air will rise upwards, resulting to the formation of low pressure over the surface. Okay, and because of this intense heating in the summer, especially in the month of this April and May over the Tibetan plateau, okay, there is low pressure over the Tibetan plateau, as you will see here. Again, see here. Okay, I will show the other one. Here, I think you are seeing here over the Tibetan plateau, because of intense heating in the month of April, May, you will find a low pressure. So this is another condition, okay, favorable for the formation of the origin of the Indian monsoon. And the last point is here, the movement of the westerly jet stream to the north of the Himalayas. This one we have also learned earlier, movement of the westerly jet stream north of the Himalayas, and the presence of the easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during the summer. So this is another condition, okay. And here again we have to see this diagram. Actually, as I told you, in the winter season, this westerly jet stream was flowing ways of south of the Himalaya like this. So this is the position of winter season. And in the summer season, this westerly jet stream is shifted north of the Himalayas, as I think you are seeing here. You are seeing the broken lines here. This is the position of the jet stream in summer. Okay, so that is the point mentioned in the book. So in the summer season, this jet stream, the westerly jet stream, is shifted north of the Himalaya. And again, in the southern part of India, over the Peninsula Plateau, you will find, tropical easterly jet stream here. I think you are seeing here, tropical jet stream is here. So this is the fifth fact you have to know. Now let me summarize. See, because of the intense heating, listen, okay, because of intense heating over the land surface, one low pressure will be formed over the northwestern part of India, that is over Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan area. There will be a low pressure over the northwestern part of India, and another low pressure will be formed over the Tibetan Plateau because of intense heating of the land surface. Whereas, okay, over the Indian Ocean, you will find high pressure because water takes more time to warm up. That means even in the summer, in the beginning of the summer also, the water, okay, remains cold, and that is why we find high pressure over the oceans. And this high pressure is mainly formed east of the Madagascar island. Okay, so another condition is that the jet stream which was flowing south of the Himalaya has been shifted north of the Himalayas, and one more jet stream is flowing in the southern part of the peninsular plateau. And because of all these conditions, okay, because of all these conditions, the the southeast trade winds, okay, the southeast trade wind, south east trade winds blowing, okay, prevailing in the southern hemisphere is attracted towards the Indian subcontinent. And when the southeast trade wind crosses the equator, it is deflected to the right because of the Coriolis force, as you have learned earlier. It is turned to the right. Actually, the wind is to be moved due north, but it is deflected to the right, and hence the direction of wind becomes southwesterly. And this wind is known as southwest monsoon. So in this way, the southwest monsoon is originated. Okay, are you clear?
Sir.
Then see, apart from these, I think it is on page number 30, okay, it has also been noticed that changes in the pressure conditions over the southern oceans. Southern oceans, you know, this the ocean surrounding the Antarctica, okay, Antarctica, also affect the monsoons. Normally, when the tropical eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, I will show you one diagram, okay. Just see here. See, this is the normal condition, okay. Say normally, when the tropical eastern South Pacific Ocean, so this diagram shows okay, the portion of the South Pacific Ocean, actually all the Pacific Ocean, okay, mainly showing the southern Pacific Ocean. Normally, when the tropical eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, okay, just see here, when we experience high pressure here, okay, then the tropical eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure here. This is normal condition, okay. Here actually Asia is here, India lies somewhere here, okay, and so this is the tropical eastern Indian Ocean. And normally here, when we experience high pressure here, high pressure over the eastern South Pacific Ocean here, we find low pressure over the eastern Indian Ocean. This is normal condition, okay. And because of that, okay, all the conditions are normal, and here we find very strong these trade winds here, and so this is the northeast trade winds, and this is the southeast trade winds. So this is the normal situation, okay. We find high pressure here, we find low pressure here, but see, in certain years there is a reversal in the pressure condition, okay, and the eastern Pacific Ocean has lower pressure, Here, instead of high pressure here, instead of high pressure, sometimes you will find low pressure under certain years. Okay, and here you will find high pressure. The condition reverse. Okay, the condition reverse, and this periodic change in the pressure condition is known as southern oscillation. Okay, this condition is known as southern oscillation. So I will show you one more diagram here. Okay, just see here, this is the abnormal situation. See here, in this condition, okay, here we find a low pressure. Here we find low pressure, and here we find high pressure, and because of that the trade winds weaken, and so these change in the pressure condition. Okay, you must know that there was low pressure here, there was low pressure, and there was high pressure. But in certain years, instead of high pressure here we find low pressure, instead of high pressure here we find we find high pressure here, and that condition is known as southern oscillation. Okay, these changes in the pressure condition is known as southern oscillation, and these change in the pressure condition is again associated with the change in the temperature of the the southern Pacific Ocean water. See here in the previous diagram here, in the previous diagram here, so this is the normal situation. In this situation, see here we have high pressure, normal situation. Okay, we have high pressure here. When there is high pressure, you will find cold water here. You will find a cold current known as cold Peruvian current. So this is the normal situation. Okay, but when the pressure condition is reversed, okay, so instead of this cold water here, instead of cold Peruvian current, you will find warm current here. As you will see here, you will find warm water here. So this change in the temperature of the southern Pacific Ocean water is known as El Nino. Okay, El Nino, and the combined effect of this southern oscillation and the El Nino is known as El Nino southern oscillation. Okay, southern oscillation means what? Change in the pressure condition. El Nino means what? Change in the this Pacific Ocean water temperature. So the combined effect of these pressure changes and the change in the ocean water temperature is known as El Nino southern oscillation. Okay, so you may read this area, page number 30 here, page number 30. Okay, here this area, okay, and here one thing you have to know is that, just see here, the difference in the pressure over Tahiti, that is over Pacific Ocean, okay, and the Darwin in the North Australia, that is over the Indian Ocean, is computed to predict the intensity of the monsoon. And if the pressure differences were negative, it would mean below the average and the late monsoons. Just let us examine this diagram. Okay, here we have Tahiti, and here we have Darwin. Okay, and what is mentioned in the book, so the difference in the pressure over Tahiti here, location of Tahiti is 18 degrees south, 149 degree west, and Darwin is here. Darwin is in the northern Australia, that is in the Indian Ocean. Location is 12 degree 30 minutes south and 131 degree east. So the differences in pressure over Tahiti and Darwin in northern Australia is calculated to predict the intensity of the monsoon. How strong the monsoon will be, okay, will be known only after calculating the pressure differences over Darwin and Tahiti. And if the pressure differences were negative, Okay, if the pressure differences between Darwin and Tahiti is negative, it would mean that okay, monsoon will be below average, and there will be late monsoons in India. Okay, if the pressure difference is negative, then the Indian monsoon will be late. Okay, and see about the El Nino. Actually, El Nino I have already defined. So it is the name given to the periodic development of the warm ocean current along the coast of Peru as a temporary replacement of the cold Peruvian current. El Nino is a Spanish word meaning the child. Okay, and refers to the baby Chris. El Nino means child Chris. Okay, or baby Chris. So this is a Latin word. Why this temporary replacement of the this cold current by warm current is known as El Nino? Because the temporary replacement of the cold current by the warm current is started when we observe Christmas. Okay, when we observe Christmas, and that is why the name El Nino is given. And when there is El Nino, you must know that the sea surface temperature will be increased, and that there will be weakening of the trade winds, and because of that, our Indian monsoon may be fail. Okay, our Indian monsoon may be fail or maybe late. Okay, are you clear? Any question, boys and girls?
Yes. No, sir.
Just see here. I think all of you are clear. But again, about the El Nino, just see here. This is the normal condition. Okay, this is the normal condition. When we have normal atmospheric condition, you will find low pressure over the eastern Indian Ocean, and you will find high pressure over the eastern Pacific, southern Pacific Ocean. And at that time, you will find cold ocean currents. And what is the name of the ocean current? Peruvian current. Okay, cold Peruvian current. And when the atmospheric condition is normal, the trade winds are very strong. Trade winds are very strong. So this is the normal condition. Okay, and here, so this is the abnormal condition. Just see here. After in certain years, maybe after for every 3 years or 5 years or 7 years, the pressure conditions are changed. See, in certain years, instead of this low pressure here, we find high pressure here. We find high pressure over the eastern Indian Ocean, and here we find low pressure here. Okay, over the eastern southern Pacific Ocean. So this change in the pressure condition is known as what? Southern oscillation. And with the change of this pressure condition, so here instead of cold Peruvian current, we find warm ocean current. Okay, and this temporary replacement of the cold ocean current by the warm ocean current is known as El Nino. And the combined effect of the southern oscillation and the El Nino is known as El Nino southern oscillation. That is ENSO event. Okay, and here you'll find weak trade winds. So this is about El Nino southern oscillation, and I hope all of you might have cleared. Any other question, boys and girls?
No, sir.
Okay, let us stop here for today. Thank you very much for joining my
Thank you,
class.
sir.